Shalom. Before I begin this video, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKodash. Also, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule very well to this very day. That is continually feeding the flock through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. And also, Shalom to the Hof elect that's also doing the same things in this work and spreading this ministry and this gospel to other members of the Hof elect in faith and truth and sincerity, and also in all charity. Now, topic of this video is going to be a response to the Apostle Elder Tahar and also other brothers that also did videos concerning this particular topic, in which is going into this recent occurrence that just took place concerning, a rapper that used to be well known, but in today's time, as of 2019, he's barely even talked about. In which the rapper that I'm talking about Chingy. All right, and this guy, which we all know as Vocab Malone, of course, using his failed attempts to try to downplay, what we teach, or to basically put us in a bad light, in which it is indeed a failed attempt. Because first and foremost, we're not here for the whole nation of Israel. All right. And, it was only a matter of time before, Chingy was to leave the Hebrew Israelites. Now, it's not mentioned, which group he was a part of. But, like I mentioned before, that still doesn't negate the fact that, he was only here for a certain amount of time. And I know the Apostle Elder Tahar also went into this concerning Chingy. He also touched up on the fact of Kendrick Lamar. How he also put Israel out there, so to speak. Even though we've been out there, with the knowledge of us being Hebrew Israelites has always been out there. But you got these people that are famous, so to speak, like Kendrick Lamar, or I'm not even gonna put Chingy in there because Chingy is, he's played out now, man. But really, that goes to show you that the Lord is not going to use people that are looked at as high in society. He's not going to use the ones who are famous or have fame in a society to push forth this word. The Lord has never done that before. All right? Because the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai himself, is the one that gets his own fame. He doesn't need somebody that already has fame to push out his word. And the reason why he constantly does this is because he uses the things that are not looked at as high and mighty to push forth his word. He's never done that, man. And he's not going to do that now, because the Lord does not change. So, of course, like he does before, he's going to use the things that are looked at as low and things that are not in high esteem. He's going to use those things to push forth this word, to push forth this truth, and to make his power known. Because the Apostle Paul made a mention of this concerning himself, saying that in his weakness, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, or in his weakness is found the strength of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right, and the same thing goes with us. We're in this society right now, man. We're not looked at as high and mighty, and as famous. We do have a fame about us, but the people look at us as being infamous. All right. We looked at as the scum of the earth. That's the type of fame that we have. We're not looked at as high and prominent, and the people look at us as if we're the disease of the earth, man. But guess what? The Lord is using us to push this word. He's using us to push this truth. That's why these elites of Esau or Edom, which is the true biblical nationality of the so-called white man, they're scratching their heads trying to figure out how in the world that we were able to get a hold of this truth. The only way we was able to get a hold of this truth is by Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. There's no other way, man. That was done by divine intervention. Okay? Which goes to show you the power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. See, this is the reason why the Lord does things like this. The ones who you thought that weren't going to be able to receive this wisdom and knowledge or understanding of the Lord, guess what? They got it. All right? Because you got brothers from all different walks of life that are coming into this, man, that left off, and every brother that we know has something going for them, man. All right? They might have a business going on, or, you got brothers that went to college. You got brothers that could have went on to play professional football or basketball. You have brothers that came out of the military, they're veterans. Brothers had things going for them, man, but they left off all that to come and serve the Lord, man, and that's a beautiful work. But I'm not going to dwell too much longer on the and rambling on, should I say. I'm going to go ahead and jump into the precepts. I'm going to grab 1 Corinthians, the 1st chapter and the 27th verse. It says, "But the Most High have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise." Right, because we're looked at as foolish. All right? Because, once again, the Apostle Paul made mention of us being fools for Yahweh Shai. All right? So the Lord has taken the foolish things of this world to confound the wise, man. So he's using us to what we're looked at as foolish in this world, man. The things that we do, that people look at us in a light to where they think that we're bugged out of our minds. But the Lord is using that to confound the wise, man. Because you have scholars and people that have masters and doctorate degree, or a master and a doctorate degree, to come up to the camps and try to challenge us, try to debate us. But every single time that happens, every single time that you have a so-called scholar or a theological scholar, somebody that's so-called learned in the Bible, try to come up and come against us, they get confounded. Case in point, Vocab Malone. He said he went to a theological school, a seminary, but still that doesn't help him. Why? Because he's still getting cut left and right with the scriptures. He's getting cut left and right with precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. All right. I'm going to read again. But the Most High have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and the Most High have chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty. So the Lord has taken the weak things of this world, all right, the things that are looked at as weak, to confound the mighty, confound the strong. All right, so the Lord doesn't need, famous or strong, people that are looked at as strong or mighty or famous in this world today to push this word. No, he chosen common men out of the world that the people looked at as nothing, and raised up men to be something. All right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. So that's what the Lord is using right now, man. The Lord is using us, all right, which call Allah Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, that the Lord even picked us out of the world to do this, man. Because the Lord is the one who chooses who's a part of this and who isn't. John the 15th chapter. The Lord has chosen us, but we haven't chosen him. All right. Continue on to verse 28. It says, "And base things of the world and things which are despised." And see, we're despised in this world, man. All right. We're despised in this current world that we're living in right now. Why? Because the world that we live in, we're not a part of it. All right. Just like Yahweh Shah says, if we were of the world, then the world would love his own. Okay. I'm gonna get that in a little bit, because I believe it's in the same scripture where it says that the Lord has chosen us, but we haven't chosen the Lord, but the Lord has chosen us. I'm gonna get that in a second. It says, yea, and things which are not, to bring to naught things that are. See? Because right now we're in captivity. So we're in the lowest state. But guess what? We're the princes of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, man. That's why we've been given the name Israel. Because the word Israel, or the name Israel, means Yashar Allah in the Hebrew, which means he is a prince of power. So we're the Israel of the Most High, man. All right? Which, once again, Lord's will, we're a part of that number, the 144,000. All right? Now, I'm going to jump from there. I'm going to get the book of John, the 15th chapter. All right, John chapter 15, verse 16. It says, ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you. That's like it. I'm going to read it again. John chapter 15, verse 16, it says, ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that you should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever you shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it you. Right, so we didn't choose the Lord chose us. All right? Like I mentioned before, we had other things that were going on, and we ran into the truth. All right? Which, again, I can attest to it. Other brothers can attest to it. That the Lord pretty much picked us out of the world, man. All right? Verse 17, it says, these things I command you, that ye love one another. If the world hates you, you know that it you know that it hated you, or hated me before it hated you. It's like it. I'm going to read it again. Verse 18, it says, if the world hates you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. If ye were of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you. Right, because Yahushua wasn't of the world, and he chosen us. So therefore we're not of the world. All right? And we never was to even begin with, man. And that's a part of reincarnation. Because once again, each and every single individual brother has their own tale, their own story of their experiences when they were growing up in this world, when they weren't in the truth. But guess what? While we was growing up, while we was not in the truth, it was something about this world that we couldn't get with. It was certain things about this world that just was not sitting right with us. And we couldn't put it together. We couldn't figure out why were we like this? Why do we act this way? Or why we couldn't, get in touch with the world, or, the things that go on around in the world. Why were we so awkward, as they say? But now you see why. Now you see why we're so awkward to the world, man. Because we're not of the world. All right? The things that these other people do, we don't latch on to that, man. All right? It's strange to us. But the ways of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, that comes naturally. All right? And that's a blessing. Now, yeah, that's it on that. I'm going to grab another precept. It says, this is the book of Isaiah, the 66th chapter and the 2nd verse. It says, for all those things hath my hand made, and all those things have been saith, or things have been slakia. It says, and all those things have been, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. But to this man will I look. All right? See? But to this man will I look. So what is the type of man that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is looking for? What type of person is the Lord really dealing with? It says, even to him that is poor and of a contrite spirit. That's who the Lord is dealing with, man. All right? The ones who have the poor and contrite spirit, those are the ones that are humble. Those are the ones that you can actually sit down and teach. All right. That's why the Lord spoke about the topic of being born again, because when you're born again, you start off as a child. All right. And a child is innocent, man. So the Lord is looking to the men who have a poor and contrite spirit. Okay. It says, and trembleth at my word. Because you know these guys that are high up in society, they're not trembling at the word of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. All right. That's why certain things that are written within the scriptures, they can't abide by it. All right. They can't, get in tune with it, because it goes against their own code. So that's why they don't stay in it for very long, because when they run into that stumbling block, when they run into that very thing that they can't get in line with, then they all together fall off, man. All right. So I'll move on from there. I'm gonna get the book of Proverbs, the 30th chapter, and I'm gonna end off on this. Proverbs chapter 30. I'm gonna start at verse 8. As I'm starting at verse 7, it says, 2 things have I required of thee. Deny me them not before I die. Remove far from me vanity and lies. All right, vanity is talking about worthlessness, the things that are worthless and not profitable. Okay. It says, remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me. Right, our daily bread. All right. So we're not looking to establish our own, get our own title, our own fame. Being looked at as high in society, or being rich. Being famous, having the people look at us in a good light. We're not looking for those things, man. All right. So again, it says, give me neither poverty nor riches, feed me with food convenient for me. So we don't want to be too poor and we don't want to be too rich. Okay. Verse 9, and there's the reason why. And really that's a balance, man. All right. Verse 9, it says, lest I be full and deny thee and say, who is the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai? And you know what? That's what happened with Kendrick Lamar, because when he won Grammys, I believe it was the Grammys, if I'm not mistaken, that was a award ceremony. When he was making his speeches, he didn't mention not one thing about Yahweh. He didn't mention not one thing about Yahweh Shai. He didn't mention not one thing about being Israel, all right, or giving double honors, or any of that, man. No shalom, no thawada, no nothing, man. Nothing concerning Israel. He just went up there, said his little speech, and that was it. All right. So again, it says, lest I be full and deny thee and say, who is the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai? And that's what Kendrick Lamar was doing. All right. Because he was full, man. When he got those awards, he was full. He was fed. All right. And, he didn't literally say, who is the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, but in a roundabout way, the way that he was conducting himself during the whole, during the whole thing, or the Emmy, or not the Emmys, the Grammys, or even after he made the song, Yah, afterwards, he went about his own business, man. So he was full, man. He was fed. All right. He was fed with the cares of his life. Okay. It's like you. Reading on, it says, or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of my power in vain. See? So we don't want to be poor either, man. We don't want to be too poor. Okay? Why is that? It's because being too poor, man, when you're in a state that we are right now, then, that pretty much, causes you to fall away, man. All right? Now, there are times to where we are in a lower state, and we think that we can't handle it, or that we know it's too much pressure. But the Lord puts that right amount of pressure on you to where he won't let you fall off. All right? And really, that's the Lord molding you, man. All right? Because like the scripture says, the Lord's not going to put too much on you to where you cannot bear. So I'm gonna go ahead and end off on that note. Lord's will, This was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. Till next time, once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well to this very day. Also, Shalom, peace and safety, and salutations to the whole elect that is also giving you due diligence in spreading this ministry and this gospel to the other members of the whole elect in faith and truth and sincerity and also in all charity. And with that, I'm going to say Shalom.